Shalom, we out here once again. Is that lined up right? Want me to?
Yep.
Is this lined up right? Yeah. Twist that.
A little bit that way. Right there. Let's go right there.
Shalom, we out here once again on 34th and 7th. Across Great Millstone and some of the other up and coming teachers, elders, and so forth, priests. Today's date is 12/17/2016. We're a couple of weeks, basically in 2 weeks, it'll be so-called New Year's Eve. We probably won't be out here next week, but we'll be at another location. Most we'll have the live stream and a regular stream, or the regular video that we normally have. You know. Anyway, like I said, we're 2 weeks shy, 2 weeks in a day of 2017. Now there's now what we get into, as you know, as we get into prophecy. Now is the time of prophecy. Habakkuk 2. Matter of fact, Habakkuk 2 and 1. Because there was a news on NBC News 2007, and it's on the YouTube, where they spoke about what will happen 10 years from now, how would life be 10 years from now, 2017. And this was back in 2007. And by the way, that's the year that we put up our first YouTube video, which was July, I believe it was mid-July 2007. And now I don't remember seeing that actual news program when it was aired on that particular day, but it's on YouTube. And we knew about that video. Years ago, you know. So here we are, 2 weeks and a day away from 2017, and they said by 2017, the first part of that article was everybody going to be chicken. So that's the fulfillment of Revelation 13 chapter. And we've been pushing that for years. We had other camps such as IUIC and ISUPK and certain other camps who believe that the mark of the beast is the chip. But every time we made, in the past years we made a video, we always had guys make it mandatory. So now when it's actually made mandatory, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? And that's when you're going to see, that's when you're going to know who the prophet, then you're going to know that that prophets has been among you. Then you're going to say, wait a minute, man. These guys got to be the prophets. All right? So now let's go to
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
And I said, this is the watch. Because we're watching the prophecies and we're telling the people. All right? Go ahead.
It reads, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
And it's a series of visions. Daniel had a series of visions. Jeremiah, Isaiah. Habakkuk is a prophet. He had visions.
Obadiah.
Called seers. The prophets were called seers.
The prophets were called seers. Right.
Obadiah.
John, the apostles, the disciples that became the apostles. They all have visions. So this book is about what? This book is about laws, statutes, and commandments. The writings, for example, the Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Sirach, all right?
Wisdom of Solomon.
Song of Solomon, all right, and the prophecies, and the history. But now we're in the time of what? Now these major prophecies are coming to pass. Somebody get me Isaiah 42 verse 9, and then go to Isaiah I think it's Isaiah 46 verse 10, if I'm not mistaken. All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 42 verse 9. Behold,
Give me that scripture.
the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Go ahead.
It says, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the ends of the earth.
And that's what we're doing. Singing to the Lord a new song. Because what was the old song? The old song was when Noah preached for over 120 years and the flood came. So those prophecies came and went. Moses, when they were delivered from the Egyptians, the so-called Egyptians, and they had sung a song, and that's in Exodus 15, and that song was how they praised the Most High, for delivering them. So that was going in past. Matter of fact,
Them other gloves still in the back seat. I left them right behind my seat.
Like these?
Ones
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
They're still there?
Yeah.
because
You
we're
mind
in the
grabbing
time
them
of
all?
prophecy. If you can't see it, if your eyes not open, you're not going to get it. You know? There goes the sign. See, they be attracted to that sign, man. So the Most High, so what's that cat that says, the apostle walk around the sun? Question of the day. No, they didn't walk around with the sun because it wasn't that time. All right? They wanted to shade it. Because who was back there 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, in Israel, in the land of Israel, the kingdom of Judah? So that sign didn't apply, nigga. All right? Go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 15 verse 1. Then sing Moses.
Where you want to sign? Brother, where you want to sign? You want to sign? Where you want to sign? No, but where you from? Where you from? Okay, when
You got some? You need some?
Yeah, I got this.
Now the word Benjamin is a Hebrew word which means son of the right, a right son. So that's who you represent, all right? All right, brother. You're an Israelite. Y'all are Israelites. Remember that. If you don't remember anything else, y'all are Israelites. Go ahead, let's read on.
It says, then sang Moses and the children of Israel his song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord.
This nigga got his hair cut like a damn mushroom plant, man. You know, nigga got it. I mean, that's the first time. Hey, that's the first time I seen a Negro with a head like a mushroom plant, man. So you know he gonna get hit in the middle. All right, go ahead. Read on.
It reads on. It reads on. I will sing unto the Lord, for he has triumphed gloriously. The horse of his rider has he torn, thrown into the sea.
That's talking about the so-called Egyptians. But you got a bunch of our people talking about the Kemetic people. What's going to happen to them? They're gonna be put to death, man. By the hands of the Most High. Whether they slip on a banana pill, whether they choke on a damn falafel, you know, or they fall off the building, or they get struck by lightning, you know, whatever way they go, they're gonna go. Whether they get consumed by the missiles. Go ahead, Ak.
It reads on. The Lord is my strength and song.
The Lord is my strength and song. Now I was talking about that to y'all in a minute, right? I said if you can't see it, you ain't meant to see it, man. I live for this, man. We look forward to seeing this. It's evident by the videos that we doing this, man. Go ahead.
It reads on. And he is become my salvation.
And he is become my salvation. That's basically like a song right there. You know? Go ahead.
It reads on. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation. My Father's power, and I will exalt.
Hold on. I will prepare my habitation. Did we not give the Lord a house? This is the house. This is the house that the Most High built. This is the house. Because anywhere we go is the house, man. All right, because what does it say in Acts? What is it? Acts, it's in two places. Acts 17:24 and Acts 7:48. And we in the time of Acts. All right, go ahead. That's it. Go ahead.
This is Acts 17:24. The Most High that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is the power of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
So now when you go back to Exodus 15, go back to that point in Exodus 15. And give me that in the Apocrypha, for the heaven shall declare.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 2. The Lord is my strength and my song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation.
And I will prepare him a habitation. So anywhere we set up, this is the Lord's habitation. Okay? So it's not no place like you got certain guys that build. You got to have a building. You ain't, Most High ain't dealing with you if you don't got a building. Well, wait a minute. The building is right here. The building is being built. That's it. That's it. 1 Corinthians 3. All right, go ahead and read it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High?
So where's the building? You're looking for the building. The building is right here. The building is right down the street. The building is down the other street. The building is up the street. When you go on the internet, that's part of the Most High's building, man. That's where the bricks are being gathered. Go ahead.
And that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you.
That's it. So the reason why we come out here week after week, we do the sit-downs at the studio, the live streams. We're doing a live stream right now, and because the Spirit of the Most High is doing for us. Now, what about the guys that call themselves Israelites and they take winters off? Is the Spirit of the Most High dwelling in them?
Hell no.
Oh, hell no, man. Because they're leaving the watch.
Not feeding the flock.
Not feeding the flock.
Yeah, you're supposed to be on the tower. If you leave the tower, the city is open to the enemy.
Supposed to feed the flock. You don't feed them, they die.
That's it. Go ahead, bring it on.
This is 2nd Ezra.
Whatever you got, come on in.
2nd Ezra 6:20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books.
Tokens meaning signs. Go ahead.
The books shall be opened.
Hold up. The book is open right there. The book is open over here. The book is open over here. The books are open. The books are open. Look, I just opened another book. The books are open. Because you gotta open the books in order to read the books, man. Go ahead.
It says, the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall
before the firmament. What is the firmament? The firmament is up there, man. That's where you have the satellites, man. There's a signal that comes from us to these here camera phones up to the satellite and is broadcast to millions of homes, billions of homes. You don't even gotta be home.
Right, you can watch it on your phone.
You can watch it on your phone. And this is the beauty of the Most High. This is the Most High technology.
That's it, baby.
That's it. Go ahead now. Where we at?
Making full proof of our ministry.
Making full proof of our ministry. You know?
The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
And they shall see all together. So if there's 500 Israelites that want to watch this live stream, they can watch it. If there's 5 million, they can watch it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 16. For in his hand are both we and our words. all wisdom also and knowledge of workmanship. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alteration of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons.
That's it.
So pretty much the Lord showed Solomon the beginning, the middle, and the end of times. You know? So that's why that's what's called prophecy.
No. I hit my thumb hit it. By mistake.
But there's a thing called reincarnation,
That's right.
no class alone.
That's right.
All right? Which you can't see. Hey, these guys, they make videos maybe twice a week. They're trying to get the Israelites to come follow them. Those Israelites that you get are rejects, all right? You're getting a reject. You can have it. You can have it, okay? They never believe.
They're not the elect.
They're not of the elect.
Hey, that's just like eating food, right? Spitting it out and then have somebody else come behind you.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Leftovers.
That's what they're doing.
2nd Ezra chapter 2
But
verse...
none of them guys are going to make it. All them guys that were part of being Israelites and left and followed you the devils, they're not going to make it. They're going to go down right along with you.
Yeah, beginning with St. Cobra. But that dude's gone.
Well, he left a long time. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 13. Go and you shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, and that they may be short. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this too. 2017 could be the beginning of mass death in this country, right? 2017 could be the beginning of martial law. You know, things are going to start happening because the elite, the super elite have an agenda, man. And they ain't going to just keep doing the same. They're not about just making money, man. They're not about just making, they're about destroying a great number of people, man. All right, go ahead.
I had some more today.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. And when that happens, people are going to start flocking to the truth. And they're going to say, well, maybe GMS had the truth. Let me go to GMS. It's going to be too late, man. The gates won't be closed. The doors won't be destroyed, man. You understand? Is there more to that? Go ahead.
And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. But iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast seen long ago, heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee, that's it right there.
Okay.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hastens fast to pass away.
Yeah, so we at the time of this world passing away. This world is passing away. Go ahead.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 4. And I sent him, meaning Moses, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying,
That's it. Go ahead, got more?
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 8. Make the time short. Remember the covenant, and let them declare thy beautiful works.
Yeah, that's the new covenant. And the old covenant was for Israel, and the new covenant is for Israel. All right? Got more? Okay, now let's go back to Exodus 15. When we left off.
This is Exodus chapter 15, verse 2. The Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation. My father's power, and I will exalt him.
So that's what we're doing. We're exalting What exalted is truth, man. Go ahead.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
And he's going to show how much of a warrior he is. He's going to do a lot of damage. Go ahead.
Pharaoh's chariots, his host, as he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea.
Go ahead.
The depths have...
Now, when it says the Red Sea, it was really the Gulf of Suez. You got the Red Sea, you got the Gulf of Suez, and the Gulf of Aqua. But the Gulf of Suez and the Gulf of Aqua are connected to the Red Sea. So you can say it's a Red Sea. Go ahead. How do we know that? Through the study of geography, right? Biblical map. Because we were in the land of Goshen at that time. Go ahead.
The depths have covered them. They sink into the bottom as a stone.
Go ahead.
Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right
It's going to
hand,
become glorious in power again. Go ahead.
thy right hand, O Lord, has dashed in pieces the enemy.
The enemy at that time was the Egyptians. The enemy now is Esau, the Edomites,
Modern day Egyptians.
which are the modern day Egyptians. Because they're known as the Babylonians, the Assyrians. I said the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Egyptians, Sodom and Gomorrah. This is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. This is Egypt, Rome. This is Rome all over again.
As they can hear.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they can hear good.
It reads,
Yeah, they can see good.
Thy right hand, O Lord, is glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, has dashed in pieces the enemy. In the greatness of thy excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rise up against thee.
and this man thinks he's more powerful than the Most High. And they got a proud devil up in the office, which is
Everybody needs to repeat.
Trump,
All right.
the leader of the world. Go ahead.
It reads, thou sentest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble.
And he's going to do that again. He's going to do that again. Go from whole lot and give me Zechariah 14 and 12. Well, the whole chapter's good. Go ahead. Matter of fact, give me Malachi. Give me Malachi 4:1.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It reads, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
That's our kingdom. Go ahead. And the people that shall flow into it are the other Israelites. Go ahead.
And many people shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob.
Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways.
Go ahead.
And he will walk, and we will walk in his paths. For the Lord shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Go ahead.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation,
That's it.
neither shall they learn war anymore.
That's it.
But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree,
Go ahead.
and none shall make them afraid.
None shall make who afraid? The Israelites afraid. The Israelites are not going to be afraid. All right? Now go to Zechariah.
Zechariah. This is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And what is that talking about? That's talking about ICBM missiles and the lasers from these chariots, which the so-called white man identifies as unidentified flying out UFOs. Go ahead.
It says, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
And they showed you that in this movie that came out in, I believe it was 85, 86, the day after.
Oh, yeah, around
And,
there.
when they showed that TV movie, and the next day they went around to Manhattan, and they were going to different pubs and bars, and they were talking to Edomite men, and they were asking them what they thought about that movie. A lot of them Edomite men were crying. They said, why are you crying? Because they said, what if that actually happens? You know, my family's going to be destroyed, I'm going to be destroyed. So they had no fear there. They don't have any fear now. Scripture said when they say peace and safety, there's some destruction coming upon them. Man. All right? The Most High said he's going to come at the thief in the night. Matter of fact, give me that in 2 Peter 3 verse 10. Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and it shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth.
Yeah, that fire is talking about the nuclear fire.
Will you read that?
You know, and because that's what's gonna cause the fire. The nuclear fire from the missiles, and also it's going to be the concentrated fire that's going to come from the lasers from the chariots. You know, because Yahweh said, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? You know, so that, see, the judgment in the ancient world during the time of Noah was what? By water. The judgment this time is fire. So the Lord gave this devil that technology of fire to create these missiles to shoot back and forth from one part of the world to the other, thinking that they were using that to defend themselves, right? But that's the same thing that the Heavenly Father is going to use for their judgment.
He take after wise in his own craftiness.
Boom, there you go. And that's scripture.
Boom.
Chariots too.
Yep, the chariots.
Chariots are going to bring fire too.
And they showed you that they were moving. ID4. They showed you the chariots are going to do. But this time the chariots are going to win.
That's right. Yeah, they show you, like, it's funny because every movie they show you that when the so-called aliens come, they mess with Esau, but then at the end they always win. You know? Let me show you how this devil is, man.
Well, he's the devil, you know. The word devil means deceiver.
There is no God.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire,
Go ahead.
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
In the ancient world, you had warriors, they went to smiths, and them guys did good. And if you was a smith, you can hook up a sword. You know, you like this guy. This guy been doing it for 40, 50 years. So I want you to make this sword. I want you to put a hook on it. I want you to make it this long. I want you to have the handle. Put my initials on it, man. Draw my face on it. And the guy would ask for it. He said, "This is how much you got to give me."
Oh, yeah.
And they did good, man. They did good. They did damn good. Go ahead.
It reads on. And I have created the waster to destroy.
So the waster back then was the swords, the spears, the darts. See, when you read the history of King David and his army, they didn't just have swords. They had darts, they had bow and arrows, they had lances, they had daggers, they had all kinds. They were massive weapons, man. The axes, yep. Shields, yep. They had bucklers. Man, they had all sorts of, and they were masters at their craft, at their weapons, man.
He show you that in the movie 300.
That's it.
In movie 300, he said when the Athenians came up, he said, "What's your occupation? A baker. What's your occupation? A smith. What's your occupation? This." And he asked the 300. He said, "What's your occupation?" They said, "Oh," meaning that they were warriors. He said, "See, my friend, it seems like I brought more warriors than you did." Because they had weapons, but they were bakers, farmers, you know. They wasn't experienced in war.
That's it.
But the 300, they were experienced
And
in
they were
war.
the Spartans, which were Israelites.
That's right.
That's why King Leonidas had that big bushy beard. They were showing you that they were Israelites. You know?
That's right. It's also say that Gad was skilled with many different weapons.
That's what, well, you had Gad, you had Reuben, you had Manasseh. You know? Those were the warriors of Israel. And Judah is a hell of a warrior. Benjamin is a hell of a warrior, but they wasn't even the warriors. It was the 3 tribes that were set up to be warriors, man. You know?
And that's why, like, keeping boxing is like a great, such a
Oh,
great
yeah.
thing.
They bad dudes.
The tribe of Manasseh.
That's it.
You got some real quick, brother?
A lot of this the greatest one that they have was His name was Theophilo Stevenson with the Benjamin.
This is 1 Chronicles 5:18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half the tribe of Manasseh, of valiant men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, with 440,703 score that went out to the war.
That's it, so they were the warriors. Okay? The Levites were the priests. And the Levites were warriors, man. The Levites too now, Esau, on the western hemisphere, they were the first so-called blacks to free themselves, and they weren't even warriors, man. And that's why they put so much hell on Levi today, because of what they did so many years, over 100 some odd years back.
Yeah, we did the same thing they did to us. We was hanging them, skinning them alive, posing them.
Yo, well, they got pictures of them, man.
Yeah.
They were hanging those crackers upside down, man, hanging them off the trees and whatnot, man. So Esau haven't forgot, man. No, that's why Esau puts a lot of hell on Judah. Well, they put a lot of hell on all the tribes, but they mainly put a lot of hell on Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. Because that was during the time of King David, and that's when Esau was up under King David and under Israel at that time, all right? But it was Judah that was putting the most hell on him. But that was, what was his name? King Amaziah. But he was a simple ass. He was 25 years old. He was a king. He was a simple-minded, bird-brained Negro. After he did that, for fun. He went and found the god of Esau and started worshiping the god of Esau. That was a simple-ass nigga, man. You know?
Great men are not always wise.
That's it. He did a great act, but he was an asshole.
Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
And, right, because this war is going to take place. And now it's being talked about when you go to YouTube. They're talking about is Donald Trump going to bring in World War III? Esau's talking about World War III, which is found in the Bible. There's one word for it in Revelation 16 and verse 13, the War of Armageddon. See?
I got some.
All right.
This is
I got a question. Donald Trump got the power right now that he's going to rule everything. He's going to take away everything. Trump got the power now.
Yeah, but he's going to be good. I'm glad Trump is in there because he's a proud deputy. He's going to get this war going, man. I know if you've been watching the news, which you're supposed to be watching the news, well, he's supposed to be German.
So what can we do to make sure that if Trump, we got to stop him to make sure that Trump don't get on this power. Right now, a lot of black people are confused.
Well, they're supposed to be confused. They're supposed to be confused. The ones that ain't meant to get it, they ain't gonna get it, man. That's it. That's it. You know? As a matter of fact, here's the scripture. Isaiah 6, let's start from 6 verse. Start from the 6 verse. Isaiah 6 and 6.
Yeah, because, you know, when he gets up in there, you know, if they don't assassinate him, when he gets up in there, this thing's going to start steamrolling forward.
Because that devil got an agenda, man. He want to make things happen. He don't waste no time. That devil does not waste no time. He's not like Barack Obama. Barack Obama trying to get all, you know, gully and shit, man. Whatever word does, right? That's it. Well, that's good. Speaking great words, swelling words. That's Daniel, the 7th chapter. Matter of fact, go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, start from the 9th verse. There you go.
Yeah. Sensitive.
Go ahead and get that.
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 6. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongues off the altar, and he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged.
This is the prophet Isaiah seeing the glory of the Lord, seeing the glory of Yahushua in a gigantic ship. And there
Okay,
were
you pull that out, I'll get mine.
that came out of that
I was just
ship.
going to give it to you so you can hold on to it.
Looked at them as being angels,
This
but
is
they
good
weren't
now.
angels controlling them.
When you get to 47,
Right?
you're going to cut off.
Go ahead.
Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who shall go forth for us? Then said I, Here I am, Lord, send me.
Go ahead. That was an angel.
Yeah. And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed.
This people is not talking about the mixed multitude. It's talking about the children of Israel at that time. Go ahead.
And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
So you got Israel walking up and down here, right? Amongst Edomites and other nations. If they're not meant to get it, they're going to go in, the whole saying, they're going to go in one ear and out the other. They're going to see that sign, they're going to inquire about the sign, right? But they're not going to understand. When you go to break the sign like that do, the apostles, the apostles will walk around with the 12 tribes sign. Well, that showed you that he never had the truth. There was something to get into, you know, something else come along. All right?
He's paid for being.
Go ahead.
Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right, because it's not meant for all Israel to wake up to this thing. They're going to hear this.
I was gonna use some of it to get mine up.
Man.
And then once
But
I
they're
see
not
it,
going to understand it. It's not going to.
go at it.
Like I said, it's going to go in one ear and go right out the other. Everything is predestinated. Yep, that's right. You predestined to be saved or predestined to be destroyed. Like Judas Iscariot, he was predestined to do what he did and to be destroyed, man. Everything is predestined. So go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him. Ephesians 1 and 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will.
That's it. It's also in Ephesians, the 2nd chapter as well. Ephesians is a good book. You know? Those are the Israelites up there in Ephesus, up there by Greece, other areas, Asia Minor. You know, you had all those different churches, Church of Corinth and so forth. They were worshiping Diana of Ephesus. Exactly. Where we at?
Isaiah 6 and 10. No, it's not 10 and 11. No, 6 and 11. It's not there. They said, Lord, how long? He answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants and the houses without men.
It's talking about here that you see. This is the city. Across the river over there is a city. Further down is another city. This so-called country is cut up into states. It's cut up into regions, 10 regions. It's also cut up into states, and it's cut up into counties, it's cut up into cities, towns, villages, and so forth. All right? Townships. Out in New Jersey, you have a lot of townships out there. You know? Which basically is a city. You got small cities and big cities. Go ahead.
And the land be utterly desolate.
The land that's going to be utterly desolate is right here, Babylon the Great. And from there, go from there to Isaiah 13:1.
And that's heavy because, you know, when you read up above it, there was an actual angel that blinded Israel. You know, so Isaiah was asking the Lord, how long is this going to take place for? How long is this going to happen for? How long are they going to be blinded for? And he said it's basically until they're destroyed. You know, because the Lord got them blinded. Because if they were able to wake up, then they would be able to return back to the Lord. But there's certain Israelites the Lord don't want.
Then he'd have to heal them.
Right. You know? So they're destined to be blinded because the Lord is not unrighteous. If you wake up to the truth and you're part of the elect, the Lord's gonna save you.
Yeah, like this guy Sarnetta, right? He said that he was a Hebrew, right? He went to this guy's Passover, you know, two years in a row, like the Haman's Passover. All right, what you should have let him in because he wasn't grown enough to go to the Passover, man. You know, the reason why Gehenna let him in the Passover, so that was an opportunity, man, to get the cameras up in there and for him to get more people and to make more money, man. And this guy, Gehenna, or General Yohana as they call him, he ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Just like years ago when Fat Boy, Meatball and what's his name? Cesario came down there and the other dude. I was watching that video last night, cracking up, man. That video was funny as hell. Well, they're blind to this very day. Cesario is blind, Meatball is blind, and the other dude is blind. He's still around. And Yohana's blind. Well, Yohana's not blind. Yohana knows he's the devil. Just like Yohana knows he's the devil. Notice I said Yohana.
Yeah, that's how if our people were telling one back then, he's still doing it.
Well, I mean, yeah. If they were going on back then, exactly. They're going to come back. What they did back then, they're going to come back the same way. But then in the kingdom, they're going to get it right. You know? Where am I at?
I got something. He called it Isaiah 13. But can I read this real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's 2 Corinthians 4 and 3.
Scratch that. Go to 2 Ezra 16.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. Pretty much it.
Plain and that was straight to the point. All right? Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt, and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sacks and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
He's talking about the downfall of this system, man. Because when America goes down, this whole system is going to go down. And there's going to be a transfer of power from one nation to the next one. Man. Go ahead.
It says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
And that sword is talking about, not just one sword, it's talking about these ICBM missiles. Go ahead.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and who is he that may drive them away?
And Trump's not going to do it. you know what? Now, the other day in the news, it was 2 days ago, there was a drone, a U.S. drone, or a submarine that was in over there near China, the South China Sea, and basically the Chinese just scooped it up and grabbed it, and the U.S. said, "Oh, you know, this is international waters, and we just checking shit." They don't know if they're spies. That's a spy drone or spy submarine. They don't know that, man. But then the Chinese said, "Don't worry, we'll give it back to you," right? And then somebody said that was a test to see how Donald Trump is going to react, because the Chinese are power, man. They're the third world power. Because for years they had two world powers, the U.S. and the Soviet Union, all right, which is Russia today. And now you have a third world power which works in cahoots with the Russians. They have a thing called the BRICS Nation. The BRICS Nation represents was that Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So they're all working together, man.
That's the reason why that Donald Trump got in there, because he had the most money, his own money.
No, he got up in there because the Mossad put up in there. That's the Mossad controls everything. Right? Go ahead.
May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Now that arrow, is biblically speaking, is talking about the modern day arrows, which are the ICBM missiles. ICBM simply means it's an acronym for Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles. And that's the thing that's going to destroy this goddamn place. Go ahead.
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
And Trump is not going to drive them away, right?
Yeah.
You know, what Trump did, he put in the minds of these Edomites, because Trump is for the Edomites, man. You check out his